Clotilda is important in history, not just because it's a slave ship, not even just because it's the last slave ship. In fact, it's the only ship ever found that brought enslaved Africans to the United States. It's one of just 13 slave ships ever found in the history period. The Clotilda is important beyond that because of what we know about the people who were stolen and transported in its hull. Because they arrived here so late, in 1860, they survived into the 20th century. They were interviewed many, many times. From those people, we have some of the only first-hand accounts of an African slaving raid, some of the only first-hand accounts of life in a barracoon, a slave prison in Africa, some of the only first-hand accounts of the Middle Passage, life during slavery, and life after slavery. The other part of the story that's incredible is what they did after they were freed. The Africans banded back together, returning from multiple plantations. They saved up money by working and bought land from their enslavers, from the plantation owners who had enslaved them. They pooled their resources and started a town. They took turns building each other's houses. They built a school for their children because the white folks wouldn't make them one. They built churches. They started a new life here in the United States. That gets at why the town is called Africa Town. They wanted to make an African village. They wanted to rule it according to their customs, and they did. And that town is still here today. They were incredibly successful. By 1900, Africa Town was the fourth largest African-American run town in the United States. And it's the only town in the United States that was founded by Africans. Unfortunately, Africa Town has fallen on very hard times, but it didn't happen naturally. It was actually through the direct actions of the Mayer family, the very family who paid for the Clotilda's voyage and enslaved the Africans when they were here in America. The Mayer family situated giant, heavy industries on top of Africa Town, year after year, decade after decade. Two of the largest paper mills in the world, an asphalt factory, all sorts of oil tank storage. They surrounded the community with heavy industry, which is a classic thing you see again and again across the United States for African-American communities. It's environmental justice. The rich, wealthy city dumps it on the poor community that can't fight back. They're so ashamed of their role in it, nobody in the family has ever spoken publicly about the Clotilda, and they refuse every invite from Africa Town for a reconciliation. The legacy of the Clotilda is complicated. And it's complicated for three different groups. It's complicated for the descendants of the people who arrived here in the hold of the ship. It's complicated for the descendants of the people who enslaved them here in America. And it's complicated for the descendants of the Africans who sold them into slavery. The descendants in Africa Town just want to forgive and move on. But they've been denied that by the family of the people who enslaved their ancestors.